All right, let's see if he's home today.
Hey, what is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and thank you for tuning in today. Man, we got a doozy for you to do. Holy smokes, it's finally finished after 16 weeks of blood, sweat, and tears and passion and commitment. It's done. So I want to go through this whole thing for you today. But first, let me thank all my subscribers. Thank you so much for subscribing. Please, there's plenty of you guys watching. I just need more subscribers. I got to get to that point, and I know there's a lot of you guys watching. Please hit the subscribe button and hit the like button. And I do read your comments, but I have a lot of folks to thank. I want to thank my family, my wife, and I have a special friend that I just recently met down in Miami. I want to dedicate that to him too, and thank you to the Goon Squad for inspiring me. But this is for my friend down in Miami. B, this is dedicated to you. Thank you very much for being my new friend. But man, we got a doozy, and today I've also enlisted once again the support of my favorite and apparently only son-in-law, Justin. So welcome back, Justin.
Thanks for having me.
This is your home, man. So check it out, guys. Are you guys ready to see? So this is the big reveal. All right, let's check it out, man. Ooh, wait! Holy smokes, man! Look at that. How do you think about that? Man, it came up pretty good, man. You could just hit it there. Yeah, thank you very much. So, man, wow. I mean, where do we begin? So, I want to just tell you, obviously, you can see a lot of work went into it. This is a trailer up restoration. Just start with the trailer, then we'll go to the ski. With the trailer, just like I did before, completely took all the hardware off, went through all the lights, kind of rewired all the lights, and put brand new hardware. Again, this is aluminum, right? This is our galvanized aluminum.
Galvanized.
I sanded it, and then I sanded it everywhere, washed it, scrubbed it, and I prepped it, and then I painted it. What do you think of how it came out?
It came out great. You got the new hardware, the new tongue pieces, new jack. I mean, it's fully upgraded. It looks fantastic.
Yeah, and I forget what you call this here, but then I replaced this. Kind of had that orange and black thing going, so it tied in really well. What do you think about that? That kind of came up pretty good.
Yeah, bumper.
Bumper, yeah. And then I had, of course, our graphics. And then I also painted the frames to kind of cross members to kind of give it some color. Again, this paint here basically just bought at Home Depot, and it wasn't bad. It was only like $4 a can. I think it only took like 2 cans. And then, do you remember we did the bunkers? Yeah, I replaced. Those are brand new bunkers. I went with a little longer bumper. Yeah, new carpet. Went last, and the carpet's new. So we got new bunkers, new carpet, and of course you have to use a pressure treated. And I added a foot because it was too short and it kind of was tilting down. So I added another foot, so it's a little longer. I think that kind of helped it get on the ski.
Yeah, sure. Keep it off of the trailer so we're not scraping the bottom of the boat.
Yeah, that's right. That's a good point. And then this is something that you'll see in the before and after pictures in the final ones that we do. We'll attach those to the video. But we kind of painted these two. I think the finish came out pretty good there. Mom and I did the flames ourselves.
Yeah, I mean, this was even raw, unpainted, unfinished. We had to actually put all the coats on and all the prep. It takes a lot of work.
Yeah, it was a lot of work. And do you remember how the mats were? The mats. Now we're talking about the ski. You remember how the mats were all like chalky? And do you remember that?
Yes. This is actually my favorite upgrade you did on this.
Oh yeah.
Was the red pads.
You like that?
It pops with this white hull.
Yeah, I kind of sense that
You
too.
really don't see any skis with this color combination. It looks fantastic.
Yeah. So that, and of course, on the spons, are they called sponsons, or I think they're called sponsons. These are actually racing sponsons. I went through the whole thing, sanded them all, painted them all, and if you remember, I buffed the rivets, and then painted this actually aluminum. Painted that because it's really dull. If you remember. Geez, man, what else would you show them?
Let's keep going.
Let's keep going. Yeah. So when you want to talk about the ski, or do you want to talk about the body? Remember how this was all chalky and and the hull was all chalky, very very oxidated. So I had to go through that. It took me about 2 weeks to do the bottom. How I did that was I think like an 8-step process. And it used the sanding and
Right. Yes, all the way from the bottom up. We even had some fill work. You had to take some deep gouges out.
Yeah.
It was a lot of work.
Yeah, and I think with the deep gouges, I used basically Bondo with the fiberglass, short strand fiberglass in there that I found at Walmart, and then just some Bondo in there, and then of course the crest seal, so I kind of sealed it off. And then I just painted again. The paint I was used, you can't really see, but it came out pretty good with just from Home Depot. But I really actually prefer to go to Lowe's. I'll tell you why, because Lowe's, you always can get a veteran's discount there. Where Home Depot, and again, nothing against Home Depot and the folks that work there, but I prefer Lowe's because you can always get a 10% discount for veterans, whereas Home Depot is you have to wait, I think, certain time of the year. They only give them out to you, but every purchase at Lowe's you get, where veterans get 10% off, where you don't at Home Depot. So anyways, that's why I bought the paint there. Again, back to, I'm sorry, I meant to tell you, I got all the new lighting, all that's been changed, and they works pretty good. And then the hall, man, just scrubbing the hall. Again, that took about, the top took about 2 weeks, but you can see, what do you think about the finish?
It was fantastic.
Yeah, you like it?
Let's talk about this paint. This looks a little different.
Oh yeah, it's a little different. Yeah. So man, you remember the plastic was all torn?
Yes.
And it was just really where I decided, because these plastic pieces, just this hood piece right here is $700. This is $250. So I could have easily bought new plastic pieces. It would cost us about $1,200. And you know what? Why not just fix them myself and have somebody paint them for the money? I mean, what do you think? How do you think it came out? I mean, I really think I went with the original colors, but I added a little flake in there. Well, how do you like that?
Yeah, it almost looks like your Harley.
Yeah.
It's got that nice deep cherry red flake. I love it.
Yeah, you like it?
It's gonna look awesome in the sun. I can't wait to show everybody.
Good, and then we'll pull it out. We'll start it up. We'll show everybody. So, what else would you like to talk about?
Yeah, well, while we're looking at it, we got your graphics on here. These are vinyl wrap graphics that we got on the bottom of the hole in here. I'm glad you did those, because I'm not good with these things.
Yeah, no, it was tough. Again, they're vinyl graphics. Any graphics are expensive, as you know. So I got these out of Pompano Beach. Down, I think the name is Paul. I want to thank Paul for that. And they were about $300. But to put them on, I mean, you get one chance, and you don't get it one chance. So what I did was, after I waxed, of course, I get some isopropyl alcohol, and I wiped it down with isopropyl alcohol, and then I actually heated the hull with a heat gun just to kind of warm the body up a little bit, and that kind of gave me a little warm surface, and then I just went inch by inch. It took me probably an hour just to put this on, and just to kind of get everything symmetric. So how do you like the way it sits, the graphics?
I love it. I know we talked about the position and everything and getting them just right. I think you know it.
Okay, good. Thank you. Again, Val, you've been very instrumental in telling me where that should go. I went with that. So everything's been custom painted, as you can see, because we just thought with the money it would be best. And I only want to thank PJ down at Joe's Paint and Auto Body down in Kauai. Man, this guy does amazing work. There's not too many people that do candy type painting anymore. And I called around, and they were the only ones that called me back. And I went to go see him, and I knew right away that was the guy. So thank you very much down there. I know you didn't want me to give you a shout out, but I mean, look at your work, really amazing. We're gonna pull it in the sun, and you're gonna really see this thing blink. What do you think about that? So what else you want to kind of show me? Talk about the top here.
Yeah, let's do this. We got brand new grips. Yeah, that takes a lot of work. I didn't realize swapping out grips was going to be such a task, but you really nailed it.
Oh yeah, I mean, these are ODI. The task I showed on the video was, again, once you got all the hardware off, there's a flange that's on the end of this, and then actually had to be grinded off and then fitted. So, do you like those grips?
Yeah, they're great.
Yeah,
they're great. That's custom work right there. Not a lot of people just want to pull them off, slide new ones on. It's not that easy.
No, it really isn't.
So these turn out awesome.
Okay.
Let's move on to the cluster.
Oh man, that's a big thing. Sure, go ahead and talk about that.
So this cluster, that's one of the first things to go. When you get these skis, these things get faded. You can't hardly see them. But we actually found somebody to redo it, completely swap out the screen, correct?
Yeah, basically went through he didn't swap out any of the screen. He fixed the components that were not working in there. There might have been some soldering he had to do on the kind of internal components. But as far as the screen goes, what I did once we took it out, and that should be on some of the pictures you'll see, we sent it out to him and he fixed it and it worked. So as long as he had power, he was able to fix it. what I did was I sanded it with, I think I started with a 1,000 grit and all the way up to 3,000. And then I machine buffed it, so it came out really good. And then I bought that sticker on eBay, so it looks like it. But that sticker wasn't the best. But I mean, for $20 for a sticker, I got it looking good. So,
Yeah,
but you showed them where it worked, right? You put it on, yeah, it worked great. I mean, it wasn't working before. So, and remember, it had water. Looked like it had water in there. I mean,
Yeah, that's one of the first things they go. The sun gets in them, the weather gets to them, and they turn like very fast.
Yeah, and I wanted to show that too. I meant to mention these things here. So I was talking about the plastics earlier. These plastics are like 16 years old and they're very brittle. So I mean, they crack like glass. So and along here, where this hook attaches to the trunk lid or whatever you want to call it, all the plastic mounts are broken off. So this thing was just saying. So these aren't just for looks. They serve a purpose. They keep this hood down now. You see I've got one there and one on this side. So that's what it is, because all these things, because it's so old and I kept them, they're just so brittle that they broke, so they wouldn't screw down, so this thing wouldn't stay in place. So by using these, I guess, what are these called? Engine mounts?
Hood pins.
The hood pins, and then got those online for like $15 and screwed them in place. And then I tell you, it was nerve-wracking because I didn't want to break the plastic.
Yeah.
I mean, I was old, and the paint job, but I think that came out pretty good. Hope you guys like that as well. So I mean, you can see it's pretty solid now. But yeah, the instrument panel, and then you want to talk about the gauge, and then you want to talk about what we did over here.
Yeah, we got ourselves a boost
The
gauge.
switches in there too.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we can turn it on,
Yeah, we got a switch in here to turn this light on.
and you can see. I mean, it does light up. I mean, it's kind of hard to see in the daytime, but I mean, it's orange. But remember how that looked before,
Right.
man?
When you got a turbo.
Trash, man.
When you got a turbo, that's what you want to see.
Yeah, and I want you to, when we take the seats up, I want you to talk about that a little bit too. But you can check out the wiring, man. You got all that wiring in there,
you got
really nice and
wire
cleaned up.
looms.
Man, dude, I think that's legit, man. Holy smokes, man. I really love the way that came out.
Yeah, we even got all this painted in here.
Yeah, oh yeah, I gotta make sure all that paint. Holy smokes, look at that, man. But you remember how it was before, man? The thing was just trash, man.
It was.
Now we're downtown, man. So I mean, that's pretty much. And I think we mentioned before we painted the body panels. And again, that was just from some paint from the hardware store. And these are new rivets or body bolts, whatever you want to call them. But I don't know, man. I'm ready to kind of reveal what we did to the engine. What do you think, man?
Pop it.
Let's do it, man. Go ahead, man.
So the first thing you're gonna notice, look how clean this thing looks.
Yeah, it can be pretty clean, man.
The dirt and grime, everything, we finally got everything pushed out of this and we started cleaning it up. Look at this, first thing you'll notice, look at all these nice color-coded wire looms. You got your steel braided lines, brand new valve cover, nice clean Honda red, new hardware, all polished up, looking
Because that
great.
had a lot of rust on there. Remember some of the
It
bolts?
did.
So we replaced the bolts too.
Yeah.
All the bolts have been good because there was just so much rust. And
Yes.
like you're saying, grime everywhere. man.
Yes.
This thing was dirty, man.
Right, it
You
happens.
would give it 52,000 baths.
Yeah, these things need a lot of attention.
Yeah,
And
that's for sure.
We definitely got it, that's for sure. So, just right off the bat, that's the first thing you'll see. Next, you'll notice we got some custom parts in here. Check this out, man. What's that thing?
Oh, well, this is, man, that old, it's actually a blow-off valve kit, straight from Japan. It came from overseas, and it's really a lot better than I even expected. I mean, this thing is, holy smokes, look at that, man. That is totally legit. I think you ordered the chrome pipe. It could come in
Yes.
either stainless steel or chrome. You
Yes.
opted for the chrome to kind of match the other part you're going to talk about. But yeah, man, it's a blow-off valve kit. So
Yep.
what is that going to do for us again?
So, this is actually the HKS Super Sequential blow-off valve, which has an awesome sound, first and foremost. But also, you're going to notice it will help the engine breathe as the turbo kicks in and out. And not to mention the awesome sound. Like, let's be honest.
Yeah,
That's
for
the whole
sure,
reason
man.
we got
Everyone likes the sound, man. Everyone wants it to sound good, man.
Yes. All right, next thing up, we've got our high velocity stack right off of our turbo and a nice high flow air filter right underneath our blow off valve. Really ties it in good. Then we got our straight pipe that's going to make this thing loud.
Yeah, for sure. And I like the straight pipe. And I want to once again give a shout out to Darren because, man, that guy is the one who made and engineered it. Just a great guy. You can talk to him. He's very, very informative on Hondas. And he's always been really great to, if you have questions in terms of the pipe and installation and all that. He's very supportive. If you have a Honda, man, absolutely give Darren a shout or go on in line and get one of those. They're really not that expensive, actually, but I think the results for what they do are amazing.
For sure. All right, next thing up, what's this little guy?
Oh, man, that's our interface module, man. So I got that from MacBoost. And again, another gentleman that was very friendly. So what this does is actually removes the lag, I believe it is. You can go ahead and kick it on, but check that out, man. That is totally legit. And that'll tell us how much boost it's actually producing. But it'll also help with the throttle, kind of remove that lag. So if you put it on a car, kind of that factory lag when you depress the pedal, removes that. So it's going to get the throttle to respond a little bit more quicker. So when you give it the gas in there, it should respond a lot faster. But I really like the fact that it's digital. And you're not going to really see this obviously when you're riding or anything, but when you want to tune it up, right, you'll be able to identify, what it is, right? So. Exactly. So yeah, that came out pretty good. And it's just a plug and play, just an interface, and it's got nice little Velcro. So I mean, it's in there pretty good. And I think we replaced some of the seal lines, didn't we?
Yes.
I guess that's what they are, right? Yeah. So.
Right. Yeah. I mean, there's certain things that they start to crack, wear out. Just like the plastics. There's actually a lot of heat, a lot of grime in here. You want to kind of go through these little connectors and things and replace what needs to be replaced. And that's exactly what we did.
Yeah. And then I kind of just wanted to give it some color, because when you're out there jet skiing, everything's about fun and excitement. So you want it to be colorful. So I think we've got the right color combination, don't you say? I mean, kind of matches. This kind of tells you what the boost is and all in terms of the color. But they're all silicone hoses. I think we showed earlier how that kind of ties in. And then we showed the switch earlier. So, man, I think it's a lot better shape, don't you, man?
Oh, for sure.
I really like it. I'm really happy with the result that we were able to achieve, especially just by doing it. Of course, that was the over 16 weeks. I think we showed them the gas tank last time, but that's a new fuel tank.
Yes.
So that's all brand new. That's been replaced. Remember, that's done under factory warranty. Right. So if you have a Honda and you don't see the foam underneath the gas tank, remember we'll replace that for you. I don't know, man. What else can we show? I'm about ready to fire. I think we just need to fire this thing up.
It looks nice. Let's see what it sounds like.
Let's put the. You want to put the body pedals back on? Put everything back on? Or just let's go for it. What do you think, man? Let's get this thing fired up. See what she sounds like. All right. If you would. All right. Okay, you ready? I'm gonna give you some gas. Ready? 1, 2, and 3. About that, man. It's awesome, right? Totally awesome, totally legit, man. Should we kill it? Man, how'd you guys like that, man? Really, I just love the beastie sound it is. That's the blow-off valve, the turbo kicking in, the straight pipe. I think it's really, really good. I can't wait to get it in the water, man. That's just really came out pretty good. It sounded great, man. And I think that the boost gauge is just awesome. So it's just a really quick, easy connect. Honda provides you when you buy your ski. But you can get these online too. Just a quick disconnect, right there, and just plug it in. But man, I think it sounds great, man. should scoot along the water pretty good, don't you think?
Way to get out in the water. A little too cold right now, but
Yeah. Well, I did buy a wetsuit,
Yeah.
so we'll have a wetsuit for that. I mean, just waiting for the water to warm up a little bit because it's too icy to get in there now. And then I'm probably gonna do a demo with it first, and then get in the water. But that's all we need to do, get in the water. I think we should put it back in the garage and show you one last part. What do you think? And we'll wrap this up. So how'd you like the way that sounded, man? That's crazy, right? Let's go ahead and disconnect that. So I just wanted to kind of wrap up back to the haul real quick because this was very important. It was very difficult, and doing it during the winter time on the cold hard floor, there was days where I'm not sure. I mean, it was really hard to stay committed because of how difficult it was to get the look, but you could see it paid off. Again, first washing it, and then sanding. I started with a 600 grit, I believe, and I took it all the way down to 3,000, and I used 4 different compounds, and then I buffed and waxed it with the machine. So I really think being patient with it and taking your time, just with the washing and the sanding and the buffing, will net you good results, and I think it came up pretty good, don't you? But again, on the cold hard floor, it was definitely not easy for me, but I was glad to do it. And then I wanted to tell you, Justin, we got the final parts came in just yesterday. I didn't have enough time to put them on the bill, but go ahead and check it out, see what we got, man. They're genuine Honda parts. It's the last piece of the whole thing here.
unboxing here.
Yeah, that right there, man. It just came in yesterday, so I didn't have time to. I mean, I want us to do it together. But check it out, see what it is, man.
All right.
Yeah.
Wow, look at all those Honda parts.
Yeah, man. We got quite a few there. You got it. So this is the new rub rail.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so we're gonna replace the rub rail. I just thought, you know what?
All the parts.
Yeah, those are all the washers and the little flanges that cover the bolts. The one that the guy gave me didn't fit, so it must have been a different gear. So I just decided, you know what, man? Let's just go ahead and.
All right, so we got a bag of rivets.
Yeah.
All these pieces. That's a lot of work.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of work, but I think again, with everything that you've done to it,
Yes.
you know what, man?
Final touch.
Why not just put the final touch to it? I just think that the old ones were decent, but with the way it came out, I wanted to kind of just upgrade these as well. I mean, we went all out on this build for you guys. Really wanted to show you the whole transformation, so I really hope that you guys liked it. But I don't know, man. I think that pretty much wraps up this video for this build, man. Who knows what's next? It could be another jet ski, maybe a boat, maybe a golf cart. Who knows? Maybe even a car right here in Dad's garage. But yeah, I think that's going to wrap it up. I wanted to say thank you once again to all my subscribers. So please like and subscribe. And don't forget to hit the bell notification button so you can stay up to date with the new build that's coming up. I want to thank you for all the love and support. Just remember, no matter what you're going through, there is hope. Stay encouraged. We got a brand new year. I know it's going to be better for a lot of us. It was a tough year. That's all behind us now. I just want you to remember to stay encouraged and to always follow your dreams.